Hey guys, welcome to Malibu. This one, this should be really interesting. The owner of this particular 92 EG Civic Hatch has said go at it alone because the car only weighs about 2,200 pounds. He's a big boy like me, and so he wanted me to feel it. So this is a, like I said, 92 EG Civic hatchback with the engine out of a 2008 Acura TSX. That's the K24 2.4 liter engine, VTEC engine, of course. And he just had this thing dynoed, making around 190 wheel horsepower, which is 100 more horsepower probably at the wheels than this thing came with. It's got full suspension, chassis bracing all through the back. It's got no rear. One of the coolest shifter linkages I've seen ever in a Civic. This is a really neat piece. It's got R888 tires, lightweight wheels, Willwood front brakes. It's still running the drums in the rear. Jesse says that is next up on his list to go full disc. And I bet this is going to be super fun. So here we go. He typically runs this car as a drag car, and so it's actually set up for drag racing, and we're gonna see how it goes in the corners. But he runs an 8.5 in the 8th mile, which is pretty respectable for a Civic. This energy steering wheel is very nice. It feels really good in my hands. All right. Well, this is different from everything else I've driven today, so should be good fun. Let's see how she do. Red line is 7,800 RPM, and he's got his check engine light set up as a shift light, which is pretty cool. Every time I drive one of these cars, it's super fun. It just feels like the engine isn't working hard at all, and with a bigger engine than this, it really isn't. The clutch is a little grabby, set up to handle drag launches, so gotta be careful with it there as I get a feel for her going down the hill. Brake pedal requires some, not some effort, but it's got quite a bit of travel, which takes a little getting used to. Oh, I forgot to mention, the car does have a Quaife limited slip differential, so it should be able to get the power down pretty solid. Corners. Steering is not power assist, so it's a little heavy, but the car is super light, so it's not too bad. It's certainly it's loud in here, but the car's not as loud as it could be. It's got 2.5-inch exhaust. There she goes. Good power. Man, these cars, hard to find a clean one. Jesse bought this one as a bare chassis and then just built the entire thing himself. Classic tuner car, the EG Honda. It feels like the engine just doesn't have to do any work. Oh, it's stiff, and on these Megan Racing coilovers, it's a little bouncy. Really revs up quick when you blip it for the downshifts. Good grip here. His R888s look like the R888s on my Skyline. They're kind of like balloony. Man, this thing is a tow-game machine, though. Throttle response is really right there. Very sensitive throttle. Unfortunately, the power comes on very linear. with all the supporting mods, it's able to handle it. I think it's badass. You might need some seats though, because I'm kind of having to hang on to the wheel. Next move for this, the 4-wheel disc brakes and some Recaro seats. It get me a little lower in the car. Yeah. It's got the power. That didn't go in right. There we go, that's better. I missed the second gear. Happens occasionally when you drive 6 cars a day. I almost wish I was on Angela's Crest or something with more open sweepers, because the steering is so light in the middle, and then there, right about there, it gets real heavy. This is really good fun though. Anything this light is going to be fun. Even if this car had 100 horsepower, it would still be fun. But with 240 crank, 190 wheel, it's a riot. Oh no, bus. Double buses. Okay. Well, I don't know where they're going, but we're going to have to burn some time off. Oh no, look at all these buses. That's no bueno. We're going to have to find a spot and burn off some time so we don't run into them on the way back up. This seems like a good spot for that. This thing is cool. Passed the downhill test for braking and chassis. Let's see how it does. Wow, good turning radius. Let's see how it does on the uphill test for power in just a second. All right. We're going to start with, Jesse told me this thing actually has launch control. So apparently if I stop first gear and just mat it, and it'll hold at 4,700 and dump the clutch. So we're going to do that. That's the sound you want. That's like the proper 2-step launch control. That was great. It works. Alright, so going up the hill, tight hairpins is pretty much a worst case scenario for a front wheel drive car. That's where you're going to get wheel spin coming out of the corners, and that's what we're going to see if this wave limited slip diff, how much of a difference that makes getting power to the ground coming out of uphill hairpins. Let's see. Yeah. And you know, by going this route instead of a turbo route, you don't have that boost just come on hard. It's all very linear and progressive. Apparently, according to Jesse, this is not a particularly easy swap to do. It's not exactly, it just goes right in. There's more to it. He had to move engine mounts and all kinds of stuff. So it may or may not be the kind of swap you can just do at home. I assume you have to be kind of proficient with your wrenches to get it done, but I will say this, it is getting the power down coming out of these corners. That's for sure. Clutch is grabby. I will say that changes in the camber of the road can move the move the wheel around a bit. It's not that it's torque steer, it's that it's like camber steer. But when you've got a pretty aggressive setup, you know, that can happen. Super fun though. So light, responsive. Civics, they've really grown on me. It's not that I didn't like them really before, but I've seen what people can do to them, and I'm pretty sure it's double wishbone, which means you, well, in theory, could get good ride quality as well as good handling. Titans? Not even a hint of understeer though. And even with the extra power, it's just totally manageable because it's just a standard 4-cylinder power band. It's just a much bigger one than came in the car. On the inside. This thing is great. Really sticky. I'm sure the neighbors up here just love this. This car has Malibu written all over it. On the uphill. So uphill, out of tight bends, no real loss of traction with that Quafe LSD, really keeping things in line. That's a good mod there, and it feels like, you know, the car's really fast, but the chassis can handle the power. It rides, you know, pretty stiff. It's definitely a performance-oriented car, not a cruiser, but you know, these EG Civics have a lot of potential, and a lot of that potential has been tapped here, and it's really good fun. So thanks to Jesse for letting me have a go at it, and I'll try and put the mod list in the description of the video. The stereo is doing something because I couldn't remember all of it, and he's not here to tell me, but really fun. Definitely if you want a fast front driver that you can kind of build in your own space. Really neat stuff. Thanks for watching. I'll see you later.